Hi, we meet again. Before I proceed, I do apologize for the camera quality. I know it is not very great, but I am a student, so I'm poor. So today I'm going to kind of like share about something that is not very comfortable to me. I'm not really great at it, not even close to good. The reasons why I want to share about this because somehow the memory revolve around this thing kind of like pop out into my memory as one of my favorite professors. He commented on my public post, just like when I see his name on my notification bar, and then it's just like, oh my goodness, I remember this professor very dearly. But anyways, we are not talking about that, but we are talking about this. Towards few days of my final journey in undergraduate, so I pay a visit to my teachers, my supervisors, my lecturers, and then towards the end, I met him. When I met him at his department, we talked. He gave me a lot of advices, and one of the very distinct thing that I remember about him, the way he advised us. I still remember very clearly during our first year when he asked us, "Do you want me to treat you as an older children or as a young adult?" You know, they kind of like a sarcasm. They made us think we should behave because it was my final year, so it's just a matter of time. I'm going to move into a working journey. So he advised me, or he told me, or he shared with me about the leadership. So he said, Huda, in an organization or in a working environment or in a group perhaps, it is always good to have two persons, two leaders or two managers, one the strict and one the soft. But I couldn't really understand why until he explained further, which is, well, in an organization, there is a lot of people inside it, right? At least multiple people inside it. And again, every person have different personality, have different issues, have different problems they faced. And not everyone are willing to talk about their problem, but instead, there will be people who are not able to follow it. And it becomes messy. It could become messy. And this is where two leaders are needed. The strict, the one who enforced the rules, the one who makes sure that everyone is following what's supposed to be followed. And then there is the soft. So the soft would be a person who is more friendly, more approachable, more open, easygoing, warm. But these two person or these two leaders are actually working with each other. They are working on the same page. They are working on the same objective to make sure that the organization is working in a harmony ways. But then again, like as I mentioned before, there's people who just having a problem, who just have issues and then who need help. And it's typical, like to have a leader, you have to have a distinct line. You respect them, but you are not overstep them as a friend. You can be friend, but they always have to have this line that you are not crossing. For example, there's a one staff who always come late to work, like always come late. But there is a rule that you should not come to work late. But this person, this staff, is very great at his job or her job. If both are strict, then this person have a problem to explain why he or she always comes late. And when there is a problem, we need to solve it without pinpointing to someone, without blaming, without accusing. We have a problem. The main point is to solve the problem. That's how it works. But if two persons are very soft, the two leaders are very soft, then this person are, well, okay, I can just simply explain I'm late because so and so, and then I couldn't come because so and so, and because this person are very friendly or very warm, then rules are easily broken. So when we have two leaders like the strict, this person will know that this is a discipline issue, and it is not, and it's supposed not to be a tolerable behavior. But then for him or her to explain the problem to this strict leader, it's quite difficult, right? It's just normal human behavior. We are not having this tendency to explain ourselves to a person we are not comfortable with. But then when we have the soft leader, this person will come to this leader, the soft one, and then explain, I couldn't come early because I have to send two of my children at two different daycares. Is there any ways that we can solve this problem? It is solvable, perhaps. It can be solved. And then the soft will say, okay, let me try to discuss with another person, another person. And again, as I mentioned, the soft and then the strict is actually on the same page. We want to have a good organization. We want to have a harmony organization. Maybe instead of coming to the office 8, she can come at 9 and then go back a little bit later. Whatever it is, like this is just an example. Maybe it's not supposed to be like that, but just an example. So that's the main point, right? So when you have two leaders with two different sort of like personalities, the rules still can be not become jeopardized in that sense. Like the rules is still the rules and everyone has to follow it, but again, as human, there are probably external factors that we couldn't, and that's when a colleague or a staff have this ease feeling to explain themselves to another one, to another leader, instead of like just keeping to themselves and then not solving the problem and make this problems a lot more difficult to manage. Back to my professor. So when he said that, that's how I manage the department. So I'm the strict one. My colleague is the soft one, but we both working together. We are on the same page. We read the same book. We move towards the same goal. I might be look like a strict person. I may be not really approachable, but still, all the colleagues, all the staff are having someone, still a leader with the same hierarchy with me, and this leader have their back if something happened. But behind the scene, these two leaders, the soft and the strict, is actually working with each other to solve a problem. And it just made me realize that maybe it's a good approach to think about this kind of like leadership. I think it's quite unique. Not only unique, it's quite it could be working. It could be easily enforced. It could be working. It can cause less drama, maybe. I believe there is something good of having this kind of like leadership, the strict and the soft. But of course, you should consider it with a pinch of salt. So see you next week. Bye.